mother. Can you not do that? Was I bad? It doesn't matter. I mean, you were bad sometimes, but you're not a bad person. It's just bad behavior.
That was a clip from the new movie, Bad Behavior, focusing on the trials and tribulations of an unhinged actress's journey towards enlightenment.
And we have the stars of the movie. They're giggling right here. And the director here with us today. Please welcome Jennifer Connelly and Alice Englert.
And to chuckle a little bit at that intro.
I have to start with you, Alice, because you wrote and co-star in this, but it's also your directorial debut, which is huge. We can't not mention your mother, who is a legend in the business, Jane Campion, the first woman ever nominated twice for Best Director at the Oscars, really a trailblazer. So for you, following in her footsteps, what is that like?
Oh gosh, I mean, well, when you hear all that, thank God I'm sitting. I mean, honestly, it was just such a beautiful, beautiful experience working with you, and we had such a great team, and, you know, she pops up in the movie at one point as well. I can't believe I get to do this at all. It's, I don't know, it's just such a special, strange job, and I love it so.
Done a wonderful job. Jennifer, let's talk about you. One, you don't age. Two, the acting is phenomenal. There's a scene in here where it gets a little violent, but it's so real and so raw. What is it about this film that just makes it, you know, resonate with everyone, and you especially with the character?
Well, that scene, yeah, I mean, it's this combination which I think kind of describes the film, which is, you know, the scene is kind of absurd and funny, but also awful. And here's this woman who's been trying so hard to heal herself, I think really so that she can heal her relationship with her daughter, who she loves so much, but she's so misguided in her efforts and gets so lost in translation that she finally does something so awful that it's criminal. And so it's sort of funny and horrible at the same time, and really, you know, raw and real. Because
of the range too. I mean, at one point, Lucy is swaddled up like a baby.
Yeah, I love, you know, there's the picture of it over here. I love that when I read the script, I was like, just crying, laughing when I read it. The idea of playing the scene, and we had such a good time doing it. You know, it's so absurd, but wonderful.
I have to also ask you about another project you have coming up, Dark Matter, so Apple TV's new series. It's a sci-fi, explain, but it's not just like, you know, what you think of as sci-fi. There's a lot to it. Can you explain it to us?
Yeah, it's sort of an alternate realities story. And where there's a man played by Joel Edgerton, who's a great actor, who's abducted from his life into an alternate version of his own life. And meanwhile, someone else is living his life back home, if that makes sense. But at the heart of it, I feel like it's kind of this very domestic story of a marriage, you know, of sort of like they've come to this point in their marriage where maybe he's wondering if he, you know, about other choices he could have made and different paths he could have taken. And then it plays out, he sort of navigates all those questions and doubts through this, in this very literal sci-fi landscape.
It's really beautiful and mysterious, and you were like magical.
Thank you.
Everything.
I love the love between the two of you.
We had such a nice time working together. It was such a joy. It really was. And she's a really talented filmmaker.
Oh, that's true.
Jennifer, Alice, thank you both for
Thank you for having us.
And be sure to check out Bad Behavior, coming to theaters June 18th.